Hey, aloha y'all. Well, 3 years have gone by since I bought this raw piece of land and built this cabin, and you guys have watched me build this place, and I wanted to go back to the beginning and start in the beginning where this story begins, in Hana Maui, where I lived for most of my life. 38 years I lived there, and then I bought a piece of land here on the Big Island, raw piece of land, built this cabin. First I took the other cabin down and I packed it into that shipping container. You guys have watched some of that, and I wanted to show y'all from beginning to end what it was like to tear down the cabin that I lived in the town that I lived in for 38 years, then come and buy this raw piece of land and build these cabins. And so let's go back to the very beginning, because that's a good place for most stories to start, is in the beginning.
So, like I said, I lived most of my life, 38 years, in Hana Maui, one of the most beautiful places in the world. I was a yard guy. I took care of people's yard, a maintenance guy, an all-around general handyman guy, and I wove hats and baskets from coconut palm leaf. And I did this for decades successfully while managing to travel around the world for years. So currently I was living in this cabin right here. Nice little cabin that I built on a friend's piece of property. It was an off-grid cabin, and I was quite comfortable there. Lived there for, I think, about 10 years. I had this nice little pavilion there that I called the guest pavilion that my visitors would stay at when they came to visit, and I also had a little bathhouse there. But when it came time for me to move, the owners didn't want it. I'd paid for it all, I'd built it, and the owners didn't want to buy it from me, so I had to tear it all down. So I purchased a 20-foot metal shipping container and decided to tear the whole cabin down into pieces, load it on the container, and ship it over to the Big Island, where I bought a raw piece of property and I was going to rebuild it over there. That was my idea. But first, I had to tear the cabin down.
Cutting the road. You got to build the road first. I'm clearing this out so that I can put down plywood and make some kind of a track. And I'm going to push the piece, cut the cabin up into small pieces small enough for me to handle by myself. Put it on a cart, push it down here, and have this road cleared, lay those tracks down, and push it down about 100 feet to the container and load it.
So before I could even start tearing the cabin down, I had to cut a path through the dense bush with the sickle and the machete so that I could get to the container so that I could load it up with all the pieces.
That's what I got done so far. Cabin, the road, I just finished doing this. Pretty much got my plywood road going all the way down here. This is where the container is going to be, so I'm going to push everything on a hand cart down to there.
So once I had my pathway through the bush cleared, I started tearing the pavilion down.
Got the roof and most of it apart. Yes, brothers! Yo! Making it happen. That's it. The pavilion's gone. Ripped that apart. Alright, so moving right along on the container here and carrying things from my path that I made. Then I'm making a place over here to put the windows and doors and stack them in this corner. I'll rip the roof off and stack it there, and then blah blah blah. Just find a place to put the rest of it. Yeah, should work.
So then I began tearing the main cabin apart.
Update on the cabin teardown. Let's see, I got a lot of it out going. Doors and windows are out. Sink, everything's all gone. Yep, coming apart well. Got a lot of the cabin down now. It's going to take the rest of these walls down today, and soon it will be completely packed into the container. Here we go, plywood's off. That was quite a job. Just finished ripping the plywood off, and that's it. All we got to do now, all I have to do now, is rip the deck apart, the joists, and that's going to be probably one of the easiest. So I'd say, yeah, the hard work's done. So besides tearing down the cabin, I'm tearing down the bathroom. I already started. I should have taken some pictures before. It's already ripped some of these walls off. This is a nice bathroom that I built. All coming down.
So I ripped the bathroom apart and carried it along with all the rest of the pieces down to the container.
There we go. May 10th. Cabin is down. Finished ripping it up this morning. There you go. Nothing left. Where the cabin used to be. It's been a month of very hard work to rip that thing apart and then carry it down to here, down my plywood road. Every piece still has to get carried down to the container there. Today, flying out of Hana on the Spirit of Hana. This awesome ukulele plane. We're going to fly out of this airport today, and I'm heading to the Big Island. Awesome. Captain and crew and me. That's it. I'm the only guy on the plane today. Captain, first officer, and me. Thanks, you guys.
So as I got on this single prop plane and flew from Hana to Kona, I was excited that I'd finished all that work, and I was delusional that the hard work had been done. But in reality, the hard work hadn't even started. So in the next few days, I was expecting a bulldozer to show up on the property and start excavating so that I could bring in my container and use all of that lumber that I packed in to start building a little off-grid cabin for me to live in. There was no power on the property, there was no water on the property, it was all up to me to put in a solar system and a water catch and build a little cabin.
And I just finished making a little camp to set my tent up. The bulldozer's not going to be here for a couple of days. So this is all my property. Goes from there straight out this way. Got a mark over there. All this. This is the back part. You can hear the guys working next door. Look at this, man. How beautiful. Look at this. And this is where I'm going to put the driveway. Right in here. Where the driveway will go. Here I am on the property. That's the little campsite I made. And this is where I'm going to put my house, right here. All this stuff's going to get crushed down. My house is going to go right on here, on top of all this stuff. No explanation needed. Here we are. That's the property. Friggin' awesome. This is how it's going after 2.5 hours worth of bulldozing. That's my driveway right there. There's this. I'll come through here. Right between these two beautiful Aloha trees. Where my driveway is going to go. Right through there. Cleared all this. This is where I'm going to put my Shanty Shack. Right in here. A nice little green grassy area over here I've been hanging out in. Got my shower hooked up. That's from my kind of temporary campsite in there. It's really nice. So this is where my Shanty Shack will go. I'll put it right here. It'll look out this. That'll be the view from the Shanty Shack out into the forest. And then I will continue up this way for my house and the container. It's going to go up this way.
So now that I had the bulldozing done and the property was at least accessible and I could bring in material and start to build the cabin, I had to wait for my container and my car to get there and prepare myself for a whole lot of work.
Well, it took quite a while to get the container off the truck and get it here. I'll show you what's up. The car made it. It's raining right now. There's the camp. Camp I got set up. Already hauled some lumber out. Car made it. Container made it with the rainbow. Got the water cube over there with water in it. Laying stuff out. So yeah, made it. But this is what I got going after 1 week. I got here last Wednesday. Container arrived Friday. Today's Thursday, and I got myself a little 8x8 built with a camp set up. Got a tent in there. My cooker. I got a water cube back here full of water. To do videos, I've been so busy I forgot to make updates, but I've cranked this out already. Got a little battery over here for a solar system. There's a water cube. This is just enough for a camp. You know, I got my cooker set up, my fridge, got an inverter, got my tent, and it's the basics. But I've cranked it out in like less than 2 weeks. Little water catchment system here, just waiting for it to rain now. Just a few pieces of pylon on the roof. So yeah, there's going to be another room back here, so I'll keep you updated on that. Right now, this is what I got. 5 weeks of them here now. Started from just camping over there in the tent, and 5 weeks I got this done. So it's super basic inside. It's nothing. It's like just like a camp. But anyway, at least it's a place to stay for now. Working on this back room here, so I'm going to give an update before I finished it. So this is what's going on. This will be the back bedroom. I'll open it up. Not bad for 5 weeks. My primitive water collection system. Put that sink in the kitchen. But that's how it's coming along. Still kind of like camping in here, but it's coming along. I'm having problems with my inverter. Anyway, this is the back room that I've been working on. This every day. Climb up on the roof, pick my jugs. Here's my shower. It's a solar, just some pipes. I painted black. And I just fill it up, and voila, I got a shower.
So I finished the first little cottage. I had a place to live while I worked on the yard, planted trees, put in a gate, fenced the whole property, and made plans for building the second cabin. But now I had a place to live. This was completely off grid. I could watch movies. I could charge up my devices. I had a comfortable place to sit and eat, and the basics were covered. Place to sleep, place to shower, but I still had a real lot of work to do. This was only the first cottage. This will and is now the guest cottage. I call this the Shanty Shack, and it's quite comfortable. This is where my visitors stay right now. Pretty much still looks like this, and it's got its own little water system, its own little power system right back here. This is for the hot shower and the pressurized water system. It's all 12 volt off the grid, of course, run by solar panels, and it works. It's super basic, collecting the water from the roof, pressurize the water, and then you get it coming out of the sink and the hot shower just like you would anywhere else.
100% off the grid living, one-man cabin build. Like I said, that cabin is just the starter cabin. It's going to be the guest cottage. So stay tuned and watch me build this cottage right here. I'm just laying the blocks out. There's going to be another cottage here that I'm going to start pretty soon, the main house. And you can see, hey y'all, just wanted to give you an update on the beginning of the second cottage. You can see I'm starting to lay things out, and it should go pretty quick from here. It's just the beginning. Alright y'all, see you next time.
So there's no need for me to bore you with a piece-by-piece description of me building this small cabin. I use mostly recycled materials from the cabin that I tore down in Hana. That was the whole idea of doing that. Of course, I had to buy some roofing and a whole bunch of other stuff, but a lot of it was reused. And you can see I put together a small cabin. Here in Hawaii, we live on the mainland what you would probably call a tool shed. They're single wall buildings. We can get away with it because we don't have such temperature extremes. And a lot of people live in single wall structures like this. This is where the system's going to go. I'm going to put the water and the power system back here. I was getting ready to put the gutters on. I just wanted to show you a bit before it's completely done. But yeah, it's a real basic structure, and the whole idea of me doing this is to inspire people, because if I can do it, anyone can do it, man. I'm no builder. I have minimal construction skills. I like to putter and keep busy. That's the only skill I have. You can learn how to do all this stuff on the internet, and I hope it inspires people to do it themselves. So here you can see I put the little cabin together. It's super basic, and you can see that it's a real simple job.
So this again is a lot of material that I brought with me from Hana. Probably 60% of this cabin is recycled material. And there'll be counters going in here with the sink. It's got a great view out all the windows. This is all my property. Real nice. I'm real happy with it. So this cottage is coming along. There's going to be a bedroom back here, and then a door out here where all the system's going to go. There'll be a water cubes. I got a lot of work to do still. The water cubes will be here. The powers, battery systems will all be here. And yeah, so this cabin, I'll be moving here soon, in the next month probably. The floor's coming. I ordered the floor, really nice wood floors coming. The deck will be going on, and then when I move here, anyone that comes and visits me can have the Shanty Shack as their own place.
So I put the floor in, some cupboards, and the sink. So now I had two nice, comfortable, tiny, off-grid cottages built on the property, each with their own water and power system. One for me, one for my visitors. So now I could focus on getting the yard together, getting all my trees planted, and getting the container / jam music room up and running and get it powered up.
All the system, the power and water system that I had set up for this cabin.
The solar panels are up here on the roof of the container.
Basically the same system that I have down below in the Shanty Shack. The solar panels are on the container over there. I run the wire, charge up the batteries. These are propane tanks for the cooker and the heater. I actually have a heater because it gets cold here some evenings in the winter. And there's the filter and the water pump And the pressure tank, which pressurizes the water from this cube and that cube, which gets the water from the roof. So it's super basic, very similar to the one down below, and it's probably as simple of a system as you could possibly have. This is the container that I shipped all my material in. It's almost empty. This is going to be turned into the jam room. I'm going to have all the guitars and amps set up here. It's going to be emptied. It's going to be all nice with rugs and tapestry. That's going to be the next project. We'll be finishing out the container. Walls, ceiling, floors. Solar system to power the amplifiers and the recording equipment, and that's going to be happening quick. I'll keep you updated on that. This is towards the back of the property. This was all rock. I brought in all this material after I had it cleared. I'm planting. I got more. I already put in 250 feet of fence. I got another 350 feet to put in. More coffee. Built a stone wall here, all along my whole border. I built a stone wall.
So I got a little roof, plywooded it off to protect it from the UVs. I'm working on this little structure here. I'm probably going to put the roof on this today. This is going to be the bathroom, and the toilet will be a flush toilet here. That's what this is going to be. And I just wanted to show you before I'm done with it.
I wanted to show you all the improvements we got back here on the back side of the container, where we've got the bathroom, of course. Got the toilet back here. You guys all seen that already. And a new workshop. Got a new tool shed. And there's a sink back there. And there's a shower back here. And it all works great. Everything works nice. Nice new storage space. And like I said, all the water comes from that cube. You catch the water, put it into that cube, and it runs gravity flow down to this system here, and it all works great. All right, y'all. I wanted to give you all the update on the shipping container turned jam room. Got some improvements going on in here. Let's give you guys a quick tour so you can see what's going on. We got our studio set up. We got amps, amplifiers, we got guitars, we got our drum set, we got the chill zone. So yeah, the jam room's coming along quite well here. And we had some good jam sessions. Looking forward towards more. We're going to get some recording capability in here. And yeah, it's come a long way since I packed my old cabin up inside this and shipped it over. This was full of building material, and this was the idea all along, was to turn it into a nice, comfortable jam room. And there you go. We're up and running.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, during this time, I got 3 loads of crushed red cinder stone and 4 loads of this mulch material delivered to my property by these big, huge trucks. And I moved every bit of it by myself with a shovel and a wheelbarrow. And
lot of dirt for me to move.
yeah, that was just what I did in my spare time.
Getting some ripe bananas. I brought these bananas from Hana, the rootstock from Hana. We got young oranges on the tree, so that's starting to happen. Got some young pineapple, some papayas, some other bananas over here, different kind. They're coming along nice. They should be ripe soon.
So the progress on the property was slow but steady.
All this is where I'm going to put my Shanty Shack, right in here. Look out this, that'll be the view from the Shanty Shack down to the forest. And then I will continue up this way for my house and the container. It's going to go up this way. Beautiful. So, in conclusion, 3 years later, after buying this property as a raw acre, I've got my cabins up, got the place planned. I'm going to do a little walk and talk. Just going to walk through the property, do a little unedited, and show you real quick as I give you my little conclusion of what I've done in the 3 years, and why, and how I feel about it. So here's quick, you've all seen this, the Shanty Shack, where the visitors all stay. Quite a few visitors have stayed here. They've all enjoyed it. It's worked out real well. Yeah. The Shanty Shack has worked out real well. According to plan, the picnic area, a nice barbecue grill. There's the bathroom over here for the Shanty Shack. Up this way. But alright, I don't want to spend too much time because this video is already longer than I wanted it to be. But I wanted you to see what it looks like after 3 years. Pretty hard work. Buying this raw piece of land. You couldn't even walk on it. This was all rock. Brought in all this material. Got things to grow. And now I guess it's just philosophize. All of it, I guess. And then there's the cabin that I'm living in. Just a quick walk through, y'all. You can see what's going on, how nice it is. Everything's all super nice in here. All off-grid. Like I said, I've used a lot of material from the cabin teardown, which you've seen in the beginning of the video. The jam room is up and running quite well. Everything works in here. It's got its own power system. Someone could crash on the couch if they need. And we've had some great jams there already. So let's walk through the property down Lilikoi Lane. You can see the changes I've made. Said, well, I'll get to it. Got a nice tool shed over here now. Put the bathroom back in there, which you guys have all seen. This all works real nice. But yeah, you can see how it's growing in. There's all kinds of things planted. And it's not really a great agricultural area. But, you know, you can squeak a few things out. A few things do grow. But the yards come along nice. Have a nice, pleasant place to live. Places to walk. Got some fruit on the trees. Got some oranges on the trees here. You know, it's still young. Our trees are doing well. Some of them. I put lights in all over the place, so at nighttime this is all lit up. You can walk all up and down here at night. It's all lit up. I have more lights down here too, the same thing, so the whole place is lit up. It's super nice. Here's back here. Here's my international signpost that I put up. Of course, I wouldn't put up a place that I haven't been to. And then there's a light up there, so you come all back here. It's quite nice, man. And I really want to try to make it quick. And all the fencing that I did, all the way down, probably 550 feet altogether, all posted, with no trespassing signs, and barbed wire along the top, compost pile I'm working on. So I'm just going to do the quick loop, then I'm going to get this video up and be done with it. And that's the back corner. But I wanted people to see. Okay, so here's the message that I wanted to give. I left Hana Maui, a place that I love. I didn't want to move from there. My dream was to live there the rest of my life, but things don't always work out the way we dream. Look at this nice trail. This is pretty nice. And the property from up here. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to have the resources and the semi-skills to pull this off, to buy the property and clear it and build the cottages. But what I wanted to tell people was that this is nothing, I didn't do nothing special, man. Anyone could do this. Really, this was basically, we're just going to go another cabin here. That's the next project. Maybe I'll video that. The next cabin's going to go here. Area I'm working on. Cleaning these poles up. I'm going to build a real bench up here. This is another beautiful area. So yeah, I want to make these videos, and I'm hoping, look how beautiful, that it inspires people. I don't want to braggadocious like, oh yeah, I did all this. That's not really the case. Look at this nice place, man. I wanted to inspire people because, like I said, I'm no builder. I'm a really lazy guy. I admit it. I have minimal skills. I like to putter and keep busy. Mostly I just keep busy so I can get the job done. Look how beautiful that came out, real nice, man. This is just like gleaning the land, what was already here, filling in the spots, smashing a lot of rocks. So I did smash a lot of rocks. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I want to inspire people that think they're stuck, think they're trapped in some high dollar world. Look how nice this area is. And you can buy a piece of land on the Big Island. You can buy an acre. Look around, you can get one as nice as this. And if you know how to build a tool shed, and you can come here and build your own place, man. That's what I'm saying. Just be nice, be a good neighbor. No, don't bug it. Look back here, bro. All nice trees I've planted all over, fruit trees. It'll take years before anything happens here, but it's nice. You get the idea. So like I said, this video isn't to brag. It's to inspire people, lazy buggers like me, that have a little bit of dough and a little bit of inertia. That's all it takes. Just gotta like to stay busy and putter. And back out to here, man. And you can do it too, man. You can be free from the bills, free from the bank, having to write those checks every 30 days to the power company. Oh, in the beginning of the video, I was like, yeah, the work's all done. After I finished tearing that cabin down. Well, I can say now, my friends, that yeah, the hard work is definitely done. So like they say, smoke a good job.
Excuse why I'm so that it really